Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we're going to be installing a P3 gauge. I ended up picking one up because, as we all know, these gauges are pretty much the Swiss Army knife of all gauges. They're not that badly priced at about 300 bucks, and of course, or well, just under 400 as I should say in the States. So, when you open them up, what you get is your main wiring harness. As you can see, this is what's going to plug in your OB2. This is going to plug in the little computer box that runs the gauge. Next thing that we pull out of here is the little computer box. Ta-da! And then after that, in here will be your little LCD, because of course they ship it in a tube, so that way you do not get a cracked one, because that would suck for the price. So there is that. So if you bought a pre-installed gauge, this is actually probably the easiest thing, like where it's pre-installed in the pod. I didn't because, well, I like to play around with things, but all you're gonna do is go down here and you'll see that there's a flat blade screwdriver spot. You can either put your key in there, but I can usually get this with my fingers. Boom. It's just that lip. And then of course these little hooks that go on. Next thing you're going to want to do is, if you come down here and reach around, you're going to be able to feel your gauge, or not your gauge, your this up here, and you can either put pressure on here with a panel popping tool, or just reach around here and push out. As you can see, it can be difficult. I'm going to see if I can apply some pressure right here. Oh, I just switched my gauge. Okay, I'm going to need both hands for this. So all you're doing is, like I said, you'll know when you're putting pressure on this, and you're just going to come back here and then get your panel popper or your fingernail or whatever you want in on this side. So give me 2 seconds. So if you've never done this before and these clips are super tight, this can be troublesome. What I did is I aimed for this clip. I'm going to pull this out because I want you to see where it is. I aimed for this clip from behind and I got it a little bit up, popped the first corner out, slipped in, and this is my bent flat blade, but if you have another flat blade you can squeeze it in a little bit from underneath and put a little pressure, then that one will come out, then the bottoms will come out. You put pressure on them to come down, and then you have to get these little hooks out from the top, and again if you push down and lift out, it'll come out. But yeah, no, that's it. Now what we need to do is, as you can see, there's these little hooks around here, which is the front of it. These little barbs, let's see if I can get these. And you're just going to lift all the little tabs off the barbs, because we're going to pop the front face off of here. So just pop off all these little barbs from all the way around, and they just lift up and lift off like this. I can't do this, of course, with the camera in my hand, so boom. Okay, just do that. So after you lift all those little barbs all the way around, like I did, and you slowly just work them off the barbs, you get left with this piece. Once you get left with this piece, if you look behind these side barbs, see how there's little barbs? All you're doing is you're going to lift it a little bit and drop this out. See how I lifted it and pushed out? And now we have access to our fins. So I'm just going to see how we do it, but I'm going to remove these 2 bottom fins right here, because these are the 2 that need to go. So give me 1 sec. So these 2 little black pieces that go across here, all you do is you hold on to the pins like so, or hold on to the fins, sorry, not the pins, and then you lift up on it and they just pop off. These are just little pop-offs. So all I did is I popped that side off, popped this side off, and now I'm just going to do the 2 bottom fins on this side in the exact same order. So this part can be a little bit tricky, but all I did is I popped them back into the poppers. Yes, it's going to fall apart probably a couple of times on you, and you will get irritated. But what I would suggest doing is just being patient and just popping in the one side over here, and then if you have a flat surface, lying it flat, and then popping this one in. And once these ones are in, then pop in the last one right here. After these 3 are in and those 2 are done, we come to our gauge, which is our really cool looking piece right here. So you have your open cover right here, or 2 spare fins, which I'll put over here. Next thing is, you're going to see there's a lip on the back end. Slip it past the lip, not on the inside, on the outside like this. After that, you'll notice that there is a spot for the one tooth right there. Watch this. Right into that hole. And this side goes in over here. But there isn't really this is just a holder. If you look in there, there's a little one. It just holds it. And from this point, you're just going to take this and flip it around. And you're going to click it back into here. I'm not going to be able to do this with my hands, and I don't want that to pop apart, so just pop it back in here. Take a look at that. Looks sexy. Look at the front. And I had to take mine the rest of the way off because it got stuck on my hand. So when I ripped it away, it took the plastic off the front, which is fine. But yeah, at this point, as you can see, now we're just going to pop it back into our silver casing. Now when you're doing that, it's pretty easy. Just take it and we're going to do this. You can see that we have this right here, this cable, and we are going to just feed it in right over here. And I'm just going to put it through the vent just like that. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got an opening right here. See this? Feed it in right over here. Pull the slack out over here. And then now we're just going to take our gauge and we're going to work it back in here. Boom. Gosh, that looks slick. Love it. Okay, so now that we've got this here, the next part we're going to want to do is jump over here. Now, I see that there's an opening right here. You see my finger by this fuse box right here? Let's see if I can... Yeah, right there. So you can see my finger. I might try and pass my cable through there. The OB2 cable, which is going to come right to this purple connector. There is a couple ways you can do this, but I'm going to try this. If not, I might pop these panels out. Alright guys, so grab this panel, peel it out at the top. You'll see that it just sits right in here. And this is just sitting in like so. It's just like this, and it covers this. So, as you can do is that, lift up, hook comes out. After that, you now have this open. Once you have this open, as you can see, what I did is down here by the purple connector, I just threaded this up and around, which is what they obviously did in the other thing there. And then you plug this in here. All done. Down here is done. You come up over here, you feed it up, and as you can see, I just fed it down, over, and then up. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a zap tie right here, which I cut mine already because I'm going to put another one there. And then now we have this up here right next to our other cable. So now it's time to grab some zap ties so we can clean this up a little bit for when we're tucking it up here. I also don't want rattle, so I'm going to I might throw some foam. So as you can see, what I've done is I've tied in our one clip here, and on the other side is just the telephone wire that plugs in. Put that in there, tightened it. Now if you see how I did this telephone wire, I only put one in the center. Don't put them and kink these. You don't want to break the wiring in there. So just put one around the center and do it pretty loose if you're going to do that. Same with the other one right over here. You can see I've got the long wire that's coming down from it. I even left some slack so that way if I unplug the OB2, it's going to let me do some stuff there. But as you can see, it's all tied in and we're all ready to go now. Let's fire it up. Wham. Perfect. So that's my battery voltage. I can see it's climbing. So yay, my alternator's working. That's a good sign. So let's go over some of these options. So right now I've got it on the voltage setting, so that way I can see if I've got my sub going and everything. I can see how much voltage drop I'm suffering from and how hard my alt is working to bring it back up. Next is boost. Right now I'm running negative 21.8. If I go, you can see it gaining some numbers there. Coolant temperature currently is 172 degrees Fahrenheit. Air temperature 118, 119. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea which one that one is. Let's see what it said. Oh, oops, clicking buttons. I think this is the ignition timing one. Throttle. Shift. Speed. Currently it's saying I'm doing 0 kilometers or 0 miles, whatever it's in right now. Again, I have to see the little cool tricks for doing this. Let's click this again. 0 to 60. This is a cool feature. So if you want to track how your mods are going, what you can do is when you first buy the car, you get this gauge, you can put this into 0 to 60 mode and go, and it'll tell you how fast you just went 0 to 60. Next mod, check. And then every time you go up a stage, you can check how quickly your 0 to 60 is going. It says it's ready because I've never done one yet. So this is where you go for your nice little rev and see how quickly you go 0 to 60. Battery. And we're back to the battery, which is just sweet. Coolant, air. But yeah, that's basically how this all works. Oh, I'm hitting the buttons again. And I believe that if you hit a certain button on here or go into a certain mode, the other thing it does is live diagnostic, which is pretty sweet. Again, I'd have to double check on that option. And as you can see, I've paid extra so that way my gauge cluster all matches. It's all red-white rather than just the red on there. And I like the white because I can definitely see it better for the driving position. Other than that, I'm just going to go. I'm going to play a little bit. I'll let you know at the end of the video if I see any other cool features. Other than that, it's just time to put it back together. Thanks again for watching. Press like if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe for more videos. I'm always working on this thing.